What is good, everyone? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to my village of Nintendo Switch and gaming news. Today, we have some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So Microsoft says that Minecraft Nintendo Switch Edition's 720p resolution stems from issues with docking/undocking. So this is coming from Time magazine. Microsoft notes that Minecraft's 720p docked/undocked resolution isn't a question of system power, but stems from issues currently experienced from shifting from one resolution to the other when docking/undocking. It's possible, albeit not confirmed, that Minecraft for Nintendo Switch could hit 1080p docked down the road. So it just seems like they're having a few issues here and there. Nothing major at this point. Obviously, if you look at Minecraft, it's not some type of big graphical showcase or anything like that, but it would be nice to have that 1080p resolution, especially if you're on a bigger TV. But I do feel that a lot of people, as far as the appeal for the Nintendo Switch version of this game, because obviously it's on multiple different systems, is that you can take this version anywhere you want and you don't need two systems for it. So like a PS4 and PS Vita, you can simply have one system that plays on your TV and you can play it on the go, because portable Minecraft is really popular, believe it or not. So it's cool that they are maybe going to fix this in the future. Hopefully it gets done, but there's a lot of extras in there, so I do feel that they're going to have that support for the Nintendo Switch version of the game down the line. Did any of you guys pick up Minecraft on the Nintendo Switch? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, and next we have a detailed look at how the process of I Am Setsuna in terms of coming to the Nintendo Switch. So the following information comes from Gem Drops and Square Enix. When the team learned that the Nintendo Switch would support Unity, they began the process of bringing the game over. It was planned early on to get the game onto Nintendo Switch within a month of it launching. By fall 2016, Unity's optimization progressed, and error messages that previously appeared with I Am Setsuna stopped. By the end of fall last year, the team was finished with pre-submission to Nintendo. I Am Setsuna was the first title to enter this process. A meeting with Unity was suddenly held, and it was decided that I Am Setsuna would end up becoming a launch title. Nintendo asked for the developers to finish the master version that year if possible. The team was able to port quickly due to Unity, as well as the lack of online/versus features and modest hardware requirements. Having a good grasp of specs also made work come together quickly. Setting various aspects such as the app's icon, languages, etc. was said to be very simple. There was also a good compatibility for titles that had/plan to have multi-platform support on home and portable consoles. So this is very good to hear all of this detailed information when it comes to the process of bringing this type of RPG to Nintendo Switch. It looks like things were a little bit easier to work with because there isn't an online mode, because there isn't all these intricate and complex features that I Am Setsuna does. It is a very simple turn-based RPG, but they did have to cut it down to 30 frames per second in order to probably get it out at launch. But hopefully we see maybe in the future there is some type of update to the 60 frames like the PS4 version is. We saw that with Super Bomberman R, which was 30 frames per second at launch, but ended up being 60 frames per second when they dropped the resolution. Maybe they do that with I Am Setsuna on the Nintendo Switch, because it is running at 1080p, 30 frames per second. So let's see if they actually do that. Let's see what they do in the future as far as support goes. They did the free DLC Temporal Arena. That's been pretty good for the most part based on some of the videos that I've watched. It looks fun. So I'm hoping that they do kind of tune things up a little bit more with that game, and they continue to bring other Unity titles over to Nintendo Switch, because I think Unity runs really well on the Switch so far from what we've seen from some of these games, and those are just games that were kind of like rushed to get out at launch and still haven't been fully optimized 100%. Definitely not using anywhere near the Nintendo Switch's full capacity. So I would even like to see a 1080p 60 frames per second version of I Am Setsuna if they can, but we'll have to wait and see. Not sure how the sales turned out, if they're going to be supporting that much. But do you guys like I Am Setsuna? Let me know in the comment section below. I think it's a pretty good game, but I'm pretty sure Square Enix will have more lined up for the Nintendo Switch in the future, and there'll be more titles using Unity as well. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. ARMS has items that appear each round. So all sorts of information has been coming out about ARMS from this month's issue of Edge. Another tidbit previously unknown is that the game features items that appear each round. One powers up your super, one heals you, and another is a time bomb that you and your opponent can hand off back and forth with punches until it explodes, similar to a game of hot potato. We did actually get a look at items during the most recent Nintendo Direct, but it went largely unnoticed. Pictured above, when you punch the drone, the item is dropped. Keep in mind that items aren't mandatory. You can turn them off in the options menu if you'd rather play a more traditional match. So this is really good. The funny thing about ARMS is that everyone at the beginning was like, what is this crazy game? What is Nintendo doing? This isn't the next Splatoon, or this can't be anything good. But then when we actually got a look at it at the treehouse and they explained how the game works, more people came around to it. Then we had Nintendo Directs, we've had multitude of looks via social media, and now this looks like a AAA new IP from Nintendo. You're going to have a lot of different gameplay variety with ARMS, from 2v2 modes to items being on or off, and maybe even more. We still haven't found out about how the online is exactly going to work, what type of single player or campaign modes they are. Nintendo is definitely taking this bit by bit when it comes to revealing more information about the game, but I like this style more than just a huge info dump. I like the fact that they are briefly going through things, especially leading up towards launch, because we still have about a month before the game comes out. So I'm really excited for ARMS. I like the fact that they have some items, add a little bit more gameplay variety, have a little bit more of a party mode for those who want it. So let me know what you guys think about this and all the information that we've learned about ARMS so far up until this point. Alright, and moving on to the next article, one that gets me really excited. SEGA is planning a revival of major IPs. So SEGA is planning the revival of major IPs according to its Road to 2020 business presentation for the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2017. Under the segment goal/business strategy section of the presentation, SEGA outlined the following major points in the digital games and package games fields. Package games fields. Example titles: Total War, Warhammer, Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, Football Manager 2017, and Persona 5. Expand existing IPs and obtain new IPs for North American and European PC games. Build revenue base by being entrusted with outsourced development. Challenge for new IPs. Revival of major IPs. Effective utilization of development engines. So I want to talk about this just briefly, and one of the big things is revival of major IPs, and I think a perfect revival would be Streets of Rage. An action RPG with the original Streets of Rage 2 cast would be fantastic. I would love to see a big new Streets of Rage game, have some elements in there as far as building up, some XP bonuses, some really visceral, brutal hand-to-hand combat. I think that could really work in today's day, and it's been so long since we've seen a real Streets of Rage game. It's been gone for a very long time. So what would you guys like to see when it comes to Sega's revival of older IPs? Let me know in the comment section. Alright, and moving on to the last article here. So Nintendo apparently is developing a Legend of Zelda smartphone game. Now the app would follow the release of Animal Crossing and is expected to launch during the second half of this year. So this is by Takahashi Mochizuki from the Wall Street Journal. So Tokyo Nintendo Co. plans to offer its game, The Legend of Zelda, for smartphones. People familiar with the matter said that the latest step by the Kyoto company to expand its mobile games lineup. Nintendo has been building its mobile presence over the past year. After years of focusing on games for its own hardware, it has already released Miitomo, Fire Emblem Heroes, and Super Mario Run for smartphones, and has announced plans for a mobile version of Animal Crossing. The people familiar with the matter said that the Animal Crossing smartphone app is likely to be released in the latter half of 2017, and The Legend of Zelda will follow that, although they caution that the timing and order of the releases could be changed. Nintendo is developing games with Tokyo-based DNA Co. Representatives of Nintendo and DNA declined to comment. It isn't clear yet how Nintendo would charge for the mobile version of The Legend of Zelda. Nintendo charges about $10 for players to download the full version of the Mario smartphone game and offers in-app purchases for its other games. So this is very interesting. Some people have been kind of upset with it, and other people were like, why are you upset? Nintendo already said that their major franchises would be coming to smartphone titles. This is not some type of shock or surprise. They're major franchises. Legend of Zelda is a major franchise. Animal Crossing, major franchise. Fire Emblem got upgraded to a major franchise. I think last year, Mario is a major franchise. So do not be shocked if other major franchises from Nintendo, maybe even Splatoon someday or something like that, gets a smartphone game, because Nintendo is trying to expand their business with their smartphone, and it's been working when it comes to Mario, when it comes to Fire Emblem. I think more people are going to pick up Fire Emblem Echoes. I think more people are going to be excited for the new Fire Emblem game on the Nintendo Switch because of their mobile releases when it comes to smartphone titles. So this is not surprising. It's going to be interesting what type of monetization do they do. Do they do a whole Mario run, $10 for the game, then in-app purchases or something like that? Or they do Fire Emblem Heroes style where you have that? I think it's going to be more of an adventure or action game, so I think they might go more of the Mario style route when it comes to you just pay for a certain bulk of the game or the game itself, and then you can maybe even have some more in-app purchases to please shareholders. So we'll see what happens there, but if this game does launch, if this is 100% true and it's out, I think it's going to be a big hit, and I'll definitely 100% download and play a Legend of Zelda game on the mobile. I think that would be pretty cool to have as a companion. You're just out there, especially if it's done correctly with the action and all that. I think it can be really slick. So we'll see what happens there, but I don't understand why people are shocked. We're going to get more announcements like this in the future, so don't be shocked if we see all of Nintendo's major IPs someday on smartphone devices and mobile devices, just because that's what Nintendo's doing to expand their business, and it's become really profitable for them when it comes to Fire Emblem, when it comes to Super Mario Run. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. And I also want to just remind you guys, we are having our Patreon campaign going on to where you can enter to win this bad boy right here. Pledge any tier and you can get multiple entries or a single entry to win this. Also, there's a lot of great perks for even pledging the lowest tier, from Discord voice chat on all of our live streams to prized tournaments that we're going to be having for $10 eShop cards and much more. So please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page and see all of the cool perks and bonuses. A lot of you guys have already signed up, and I thank each and every single one of you guys. Alright Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you Ninja for the next video. Peace!